Hi everyone, Kevin here from City Greener Strategies. Last week I was able to attend Senator Sheldon Whitehouse's Energy and Environmental Leaders Day here in Little Rhode Island. Little Rhode Island has a lot going on though when it comes to environmental protection. We're not shy about caring about our environment here. This is the ocean state after all. And the day that convened about 200 people was no exception. It was exciting to hear what's going on in DC, but what I really enjoyed the most was a panel convened by the senator on environmental justice. All four panelists were people of color working here in Rhode Island to get more people outside and to clean up the environment in neighborhoods of color and so much more. The thing that really stuck with me from that panel was a comment by Darrell Brown, who runs the Conservation Law Foundation's office here in Providence. There at the panel, he talked about environmental justice as a tool. The problem the tool is fixing is environmental racism. That was a light bulb moment for me. I often think of environmental justice as a problem statement. The problem is racism. And in this case, racism as seen through the lens of degraded environmental quality for people of color and neighborhoods of color. The panelists' work was really inspiring. They're getting a lot of people outside, they're cleaning up air, they're reducing flooding, all in neighborhoods of color. Things that many environmental groups and many policymakers have looked away from for generations. So it's good to see us start to make some progress there. That's all terrific news and something we can all learn from. And a great way to start applying our learning is through a game-changing grant program announced by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency last week. It's called the Community Change Grant Program. It's part of the Inflation Reduction Act funding. You might remember my earlier video about tree equity funding that's sending $1 billion out into treeless neighborhoods across America. I'll put a link to that video below. Applicants must be community-based organizations, like nonprofits, and they have to apply in partnership with somebody else, like another nonprofit or a university, or maybe a city agency. That's a great investment in neighborhood capacity. And I want to thank the EPA for thinking about how this work really needs to happen in a way that builds power in the neighborhoods and not to consultants like me. So check out the grant. If you have projects in your city that you're excited about, connect with a local nonprofit and find out what's going on. If you're a nonprofit and you don't know about this program, please reach out to the EPA and find out more. I'll put an email address down in the box below that the EPA provided me at a recent meeting that they had about the program. They're happy to talk to you. You may be in an area that's already been established for technical assistance. Most of the country is covered in some way, and there'll be some great partners that you can connect with, and some of the experts at the EPA are going to be glad to help you understand more about the program and what it can do. $2 billion for these kinds of projects does not come around every day. They're going to fund hundreds of these. It's $10 to $20 million per grant. You can move a lot of dirt, buy a lot of land, clean up a lot of, replace fleets. You can build wetlands. The list is vast. I can't even list them all here in a YouTube video. So do check this out. I hope you can think of some projects in your neighborhood. I hope you can think of a group that needs this help. And I hope you look into this. And I hope it changes your neighborhood. Never before has our country made a commitment like that to improving the environmental conditions in our neighborhoods. The really cool thing about this grant program too is there's a year-long window to apply. You can apply now, maybe not score as well as you would like, work with the EPA and apply again. Most of these grant programs are 60 to 90 days, you get the funding, you don't, and then you go on to the next one. So I have to applaud our friends in the government for thinking through some ways to make this a more iterative and a more accessible grant program. Now, don't get me wrong. The application is not small. You need to be able to talk about your community's readiness, the statutory environment, the environmental conditions, the climate impacts of the work you're doing. There are several boxes you have to check that are going to take a lot of conversations. So do check this out. I hope you can think of some projects in your neighborhood. I hope you can think of a group that needs this help. And I hope you look into this. And I hope it changes your neighborhood. So again, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear if you have a grant. So leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about a project that you're interested in. And of course, please like and subscribe. It's free, and it helps me get the word out about opportunities to improve our work and get more things done in cities and towns across America. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.